All right, to get things started here tonight, it's an 8-round middleweight battle featuring Евгений Хитров. He comes to us from the Ukraine, and you take a look at the tail of the tape, you see he's a whole lot younger by 8 years. The height, an inch difference, weight about the same, and as you take a look at the reach, it's exactly the same. So Evgeny Khytrov and Willi Forchun do battle here in our first fight of the evening. It's an 8-rounder, and Khytrov comes to us with a big amateur background. He was a 2012 Olympian, had several local and world amateur championships, but this is Willi Forchun. He likes to call himself Fortune 500. That's how he likes to be referred to. We'll just call him Fortune. 17-1 from Detroit, 8 knockouts. He turned pro in May of 2009 with a 4-round unanimous decision over Brian Smith in Detroit. Then he won his 15 first pro fights, all in Michigan, and has only lost by decision to Olympian Toriano Johnson in February of 2013 by a unanimous decision out in California. But as you know, Raul, since then he's had 2 straight wins, so Fortune's a very tough fighter. All right, before we do that, though, we're going to take a look at the Russian fighter, Евгений Хитров. Here we go.
Меня зовут Евгений Хитров, я из Украины, город Кривый Рог. Это, можно сказать, бандитский город, и я вырос на улице. Все мое время, можно сказать, родители работали для того, чтобы обеспечить семью, и мне приходилось расти на улице, и именно поэтому я выбрал спорт, для того, чтобы я смог защитить себя, защитить свою семью.
Khytrov is a very aggressive fighter. Sometimes fighters, they run around and make boring fights. This kid is an exciting fighter to watch.
В Украине, конечно, Майк Тайсон – это большая звезда, все о нем слышали, все о нем знают. Я только рад от того, что я могу представлять компанию Майка Тайсона и Fight Promotion вместе, поэтому приложу максимум усилий для того, чтобы добиться в ближайшее время драться за чемпионский пояс. Они сейчас все на Украине, смотрят мои бои. Мне их, конечно, не хватает, но в ближайшем будущем я надеюсь, что все они приедут сюда и будут меня поддерживать уже в Соединенных Штатах Америки.
And this is Евгений Хитров. This kid is a terrific fighter from the Ukraine, living in the United States now. Lives in Brooklyn, New York. He has the technical background from the Russian School of Boxing, but he's really adjusted well to the American style.
Yes, well, he's more of a brawler. He likes to come forward, rugged puncher, good body puncher. And he's been sparring with Danny Jacobs, who will be fighting tomorrow in New York. And, I mean, this kid had over 500 amateur fights. So that tells you everything. He's only 5-0, but he's fighting a guy that's got a lot more fights than he does.
All right, Bob Alexander, our ring announcer, is standing by, so let's get our first fight underway. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Consol Energy Center in the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight, our first bout is brought to you by Iron Mike Productions in association with Boilermakers Local 154, Beaver County Auto, Mountaineer Casino Racetrack and Resort, Jordan Jumpers, and Fight Promotions, Inc. This is a feature bout scheduled for 8 rounds of professional boxing in the middleweight division. Your judges scoring at ringside, Dana DePaulo, David Braslow, and Patrick Casey. When the bell rings, the man in charge, your referee, Ernest Sharif. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, red, and gold. He weighed in at 160.25 pounds. His professional record, 17 wins, 1 loss, 8 wins by way of knockout. From the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, here is Willi Forchun 500. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold and blue trunks, He weighed in at 160.5 pounds. As an amateur, a member of the 2012 Ukraine Olympic team in London. As a professional, he is undefeated. 5 wins, no losses, all 5 wins by way of knockout. Originally from Ukraine, now fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, here is Ievgen, the Ukrainian Lion, Khytrov.
All right, so the fighters come to the center of the ring. 10-point must scoring system, no standing 8 count. There's no 3 knockdown rule. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell at any round. Only the referee can stop the fight.
I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times.
And it's Sharif, the referee.
Any questions, sir? Any questions? Touch him up and go.
All right, so Evgeny Hitrov has the gold and blue trunks. And in the black with the red and gold, you've got Fortune. So we're set to go here. This is scheduled for 8 rounds, middleweight division. Champions in that division, the WBA champ is Gennady Golovkin. WBC champ is Miguel Cotto and Ring Magazine champ. Sammy Solomon holds the IBF title. And WBO Peter Quinlan is the champ. Right away, look at Khytrov. He's pounding the daylights out of Fortune. Fortune tries to hold his ground, but he can come with a solid right hand. Khytrov is all over him and drops him here before the seats get warmed up. And the console energy center here in Pittsburgh as the count goes up to 8. Fortune trying to gather his wits about him. It's all over. The fight is stopped. How about that?
That's an explosive fighter. Excellent performance by Khytrov. Very surprising. This guy had only 1 loss against Olympian Toriano Johnson. And I like to look at prospects like this. He's only 5-0, not 6-0, with 6 knockouts. Very impressive. Got a bright future ahead of him. This is the way he did it. Look at him. He wasted no time. He jumped on him. Got to work right away. Very confident fighter there. Khytrov on him. Big shots, big punches. Busy fighter. And you saw Fortune just couldn't find any answers. Great performance by the Russian Khytrov.
Well, we're going to be seeing more of him on Mike Tyson's fights, that's for sure. Iron Mike Productions. It came in about 30 seconds or so of the first round. As I said, before the seats get warmed up
settling down.
All right, we'll be right back for the official particulars momentarily. You stick right with us. More boxing coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, your referee in charge, Ernest Sharif, calls a halt to the bout at 30 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, Ievgen, the Ukrainian Lion, Khytrov.
Colonel Bob Sheridan back here at the Consol Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where our first fight of the evening was a barn burner. It wasn't long. Evgeny Hitrov knocked out Wily Fortune in the very first round of the first fight of the evening. Well, Raul El Diamante Marquez is in there with Khytrov, so go ahead, Raul, take it away.
Thank you, Colonel. Well, first of all, congratulations on this big, explosive ring. You didn't even let me settle down and be ready. That was pretty quick.
Поздравляю тебя с быстрой победой. Очень быстро, даже не успел размяться.
Спасибо большое за победу, за поздравление. Мы готовились с тренером, я показал все, на что я способен.
He's very grateful. He worked really hard in the gym, and he showed what he's capable of.
This was a guy that had never been knocked out. He's got 1 loss to an Olympian, Toriano Johnson. And did you expect this to get him out of there that quick?
Это первый раз. Ты ожидал так быстро его победить?
Это бокс, я готовился, я делал то, что я умею, и поэтому так и получилось.
He said this is boxing. He was very well prepared. The guy came in, he wanted to fight, and he gave him a fight, and that's what happened.
6-0, 6 knockouts. Who do you want next? Is there somebody needs to take you the distance? Don't you think so?
6-0, 6 нокаутов. Кого ты хочешь следующего?
Я готов драться со всеми, всему свое время. Переводи.
I'm ready to fight with anybody in time. I'm still working on a lot of stuff, but I'm ready.
Я хочу сказать, что следующий мой бой будет здесь, 14 ноября. Это место стало мне как вторым домом. Здесь очень гостеприимная публика.
We just found out his next fight is going to be on November 14th, right back here in Pittsburgh. And he says Pittsburgh is his new home, and he is very excited to be back here.
Я постараюсь вас удивить в следующий раз, 14 ноября.
He swears, he promises he's going to give a great show on November 14th. He's not going to let anybody down.
Thank you. Good luck. Let's go back to ringside.
All right, thank you very much. And Evgeny Hitrov certainly surprised the crowd here, much to their excitement, because it only lasted 30 seconds. And Willi Forchun was a reasonable fighter that coming in here with a record of 17-1. We'll be back with more action from